Selves, your team gathered a bit of information while gambling. Your team also managed to get, well, should say Vorstra, really. Nara also helped and Becky was there. Yeah, everyone else gambled heavily, and Dan lost all of their money. But during the entire process, you met one of the High Nobleman's sons. I agreed to gamble a favor away, and thankfully enough, your team won. Your team, for some reason, decided to just go with fighting pits, putting
Fighting pits.
Dan and Becky into the ring.
Yes.
And Vorsta.
Oh yeah, Vorstra as well.
Yeah.
I almost forgot about
Ray
that.
only wanted Becky to go, but Dan really wants to go.
Yes.
I really want to go through, so we'll have to think of another one.
So, when the team managed to get throughout the entire situation, the gentleman asked if you would like anything else, and since no one could really think of anything, they finished up the paperwork and handed it over. And then you guys remembered, oh yeah, we can't really use magic without the proper paperwork. But then, obviously, you were at the point where the paperwork had to be refiled, and that would take a couple more days. So, not wanting to deal with quite literal paperwork, your team decided to go, yeah, let's just see what we can do. Obviously, when fighting, you yourselves can use your own abilities to help you, but no one outside, like say maybe a coach or maybe cough, right, can try to slip something by the referees. I mean, you can try, but they'll be looking for that, and which is what you've been warned about. Kat and Iris, in the meantime, gather the information on who the 4 cardinal leaders are, as well as the king of the area, because they're not the same people. The current ruler is a human, but there's also a separate human leader that's not the same person. But nonetheless, they also got a bit of more information here and there, but you guys decided to go with the fighting pit idea, which could be useful, honestly, but we'll see how that goes. Your team then came back here after figuring out that there is a hidden group in town trying to take care of things on the down low. But the way you guys figured it out is Dan asked Kat to summon a whole bunch of rats.
That went really well.
You guys forgot that Kat
Very nice.
is from the Abyss, or aka Hell. So he summoned a whole bunch of hell rats. And they just immediately began to attack people once Dan said, hey, can we eat these people? And Dan said, yes.
Yes.
So they began to attack.
Yes, unite. Us rat people gotta stick together.
You found out there's 2 separate official policemen in the area. One were the ushers, the people that you met when you began to enter into town. The nicely dressed sharp man was one of them. His soldiers come in with blue tinted armor. So looking out for those people and not breaking any laws in front of them will be beneficial to you. Because, either enslavement or killed. And neither is a good option in this town or kingdom. The other group was named... For some reason, I don't have the name down here. Whatever.
I think I wrote it down. Hold, please. I have to find my character sheet.
No problem.
Richard?
Yes, Richard.
Is it Ray
The High
Donovan?
Guard.
The High Guard, thank you.
Yeah.
Why couldn't I find it? Well, I'll figure it out later. The High Guard consisted of mage crafters, mage casters, and the like, basically intervening and checking things out. It was determined that the High Guard are probably if you get in trouble, get in trouble with them because they're more practical and won't immediately arrest you for every infraction you do. They they themselves are particularly keen on helping out the people, not the businesses, not the owners, not the people in power, the people themselves. So when Ray magically altered the mind of the shopkeeper that almost died due to your group, they came, assisted, helped out, and are currently looking out for any troublemakers in the area. While your team wasn't discovered, watch out for that because they're also looking out for troublemakers. They themselves are governed by an elite soldier, but they also have masked, ribboned over faces to conceal who they are. So you never honestly know where they are because they don't show you who they are. The knights or the ushers are always presented as such. So the benefit of them is that their presence is all they need to show themselves. So the high guard, harder to find, but more practical. The ushers, well, just avoid them. You've discovered just to avoid them. But that's how your team interacted. Right now it is high noon, so the fights will happen in an hour. If you decide to go there before then, you're more than welcome to. But you have an hour to kill.
Did we by chance full rest from last time? Did we
You
come back here and rest?
you came back here not to get arrested, because the last thing you guys did was shop, alter the mind of a shopkeeper, and then bolted here to not get arrested.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did
okay.
you do you need a rest for anything? Like, is there any spells or anything you're missing?
Well, I'm not, but Dan could, and he could resummon those rats.
That isn't magic against the
You can use
Oh.
magic in the fight. Just
Yeah.
can't use other people's magic.
Yeah.
Wait,
While in combat, you can use your.
it was
Okay.
cat's
abilities.
magic.
Yes.
It was
Anyone
cat's
can
magic.
someone make me rested? Make me rested.
Let me see.
Technically,
I
it's
used
the magic.
I used the change into rat spell. Wherever it's at.
You use your wild shape. I think you only have one more
No.
after this.
Oh, so I still have one.
Yeah, I don't have the
That's fine.
skill that allows
good.
for 4 hours for rest, but we only have an
I'm
hour anyways.
good.
Becky, Vostra, Dan, could you gather around for a second?
Hey, what's up?
Did you guys let me know if you did want to try go in with bless or aid or something of that nature?
I would.
I know
like
I would
all
leave it
of
up
the
to you if
blessed
you
aid.
wanted to try or not.
Maybe it's something we can do like in an alley before we go in. Like make it real
Yes.
low.
I know. It's more of the fact that they will probably check you upon entry into the Colosseum. So if you have any plans or something like that, we could try to, work around that checkpoint, as you may.
Work around.
Maybe
I have a plan. How many
Maybe we
times can you
can-
cast blessed?
I have to really keep my concentration on it. So I can cast it up to 3 people, but each time I cast it, I can theoretically cast it up to 4 times.
Oh, wow, nice.
But
Um,
I believe that it may be best that if somehow I can make it through the checkpoint with you, we could cast it right before you go in.
Oh, I could get a bucket full of rats or
Uh-huh.
fish,
Go on.
and you could cast me. You
Uh-huh.
could cast blessed on the fish,
On the fish? Yes.
and then I'll just be like, "I'm sorry, my sir. I must eat fish." And these, I don't have blessed, but these fish obviously are blessed. Because it would appear that I was a fish as well blessed, but I would just be confused with the other pile of fish. You get where I'm going.
I'm mad that makes sense, if you know it. But at the same time, that means that only you and not Forster or Becky would be able to be blessed in that way.
Well, you
I don't
could
need to be
mix
blessed.
one
I'm already
fish.
blessed with good looks and good eyesight.
Forster, what about you?
I'm willing to risk it if we can figure out a way to make it work.
Bless Dan.
What?
I don't want it.
I can
Oh,
bless.
just bless her. You could bless one fish in a pile of 10 fish. You could bless me.
Yeah, you're
you
gonna
could
be that
bless-
fish. I get
You
it.
could bless the other two too.
But they won't be fish.
It's true, but oh, they don't have their own fish.
Okay. Well, Dan, we figured out how we're gonna get you blessed. Okay, but
I could just eat the blessed fish, and then be like, "I'm sorry, sir, I ate a blessed fish," and then you could then, you know,
I don't believe. But Dan,
Dan.
shush for a minute. We got you. We understand how we can bless you and get you
Dan,
through.
I've got a question.
We're going.
Okay.
Any
Hear me
animal,
out.
right?
Hang on.
Yes.
What if
yes,
we spend
that I've seen.
what if we spend the hour before the fight in a room where I try to forge a new document that includes magic for all of us?
I have too much magical power that there's no amount of documents that will hide how powerful my magic aura is.
Noted. But for the rest of us, what do you think?
Might work.
I'm all up
I've-
about anything.
And I mean, if it doesn't look like it's up to scratch, we just don't use it. But like, it's worth a shot, right?
I think it may be. I think that may work. Just let me know what you want to do. I can walk you through what I could aid you in.
I will need.
I have bless, but I could also aid you as well.
That is true.
Aid.
What's
Aid.
aid?
To walk through it, bless will can add. Bless will add your die, a 1d4 to attack rolls or saving throws, and while aid, on the other hand, will boost your toughness and resolve, and will increase your max hit points by 5.
Oh, I just need
Damn.
bless.
What does that mean? Toughness and resolve. What does that actually increase?
It just increases your health by 5.
Ooh.
Okay. And
the
bless
other-
is just for. It's a certain amount of time in anything that
also,
happens,
I have
right?
this. I put it in the chat. I can raise your AC by 2, which is also really good. Shield of Faith.
That's amazing.
Ooh, that's good.
Just swindle my way through this fight.
That would be a very obvious one because it's a shimmering field that surrounds a creature. So
Oof. I
Becky
am
feels
shimmery.
that this place would definitely check for things.
maybe we
like
just tell them we're vampires and that's why we're shimmering.
I mean, you could, but I don't know how charismatic you can be compared to a true vampire.
The thing is,
I would take that bet.
we didn't check if they allow for magical equipment. We can maybe pass a magical equipment that.
You do have
giving
an
you-
hour, so you can go before like you actually have to fight. So you can check these out. You don't have to theoretically break any rules until you have to.
Yeah.
What
Well,
if we send one of the NPCs to go check on the rules, like the official rules, while we try to figure out ways around them?
the fuck is an NPC?
One of the guys that we have in our group who doesn't talk too much.
What? Are you making? Is that
What does
some
that
type of
stand
slur?
for?
What is she talking about?
What was that?
I honestly don't know. It says Cat and Iris.
Iris, you're
Ah.
you're a good person. That's what NPC stands for, is good person. You should go to the Coliseum and see if they have like a list of rules or something. I'm sure they have a pre-printed packet that you can buy.
I mean, I can ask. I mean, I don't think there's any harm with asking.
Exactly. We need to know what the rules are before we decide if we're going to break them.
Sure. Okay. Does anyone want to come along?
I'll come along, Iris. Just
Of course you
remember
would.
Just remember that Shield of Faith may be really good in this situation, but it is very obvious. So if they do not allow magical equipment and we can, put the blame on a magical piece of item, then I feel as though Bless would probably be the best option to try to sneak by.
Yeah, you guys go check into the rules, and I'll see about forging a document that lets us use magic.
Okay. She looks towards Kat. Kat, do you want to come along too? No. I'm kind of wondering how good person and NPC stand for one another. Fair enough.
It's Latin.
What's Latin?
Yeah. You know.
Dead language, you wouldn't know it. It's similar to Infernal, but not.
All right. Iris and Kat head off towards the arena before anyone else actually needs to fight. In the meantime, those of you that are trying to forge documents, and maybe getting a drink. Actually, let's go with Dan and Becky first. Dan and Becky, you
Dan.
headed towards the encounter to do. Go ahead, Becky.
Yes, Dan, I wanted to get your attention because you do make a convincing human with those slender, not muscular arms and legs of yours, as well as those non-abs you have. That I worry about you fighting people, and I'd like to give you some advice that I thought about.
Okay.
So I was walking back here, and I accidentally swallowed a gnat. Those little, like, pesky flies. And I thought, what if you turned into a gnat and just flew into someone's throat? Then you got hurt by, like, acid or something. Then it turned you back into a fish person.
Jesus Christ.
I think that's like a sure way to win. It might kill the person, but at least you probably win the fight.
The guy next to Dan does state, she does have a point. I mean, you can technically do that, and as long as the both the people agree to it, you can just kill people.
Oh, damn. Wait. Okay. I wouldn't die, though. I haven't ever died, so. But other people have probably died once or twice.
The woman next to Dan does state, I mean, people have died in the Colosseum. It happens from time to time.
Huh.
I just thought that might be a good idea for someone who is not very able with attacking, unless you're good at slapping with those fins.
I can't turn into flying objects. So I could turn into a gnat, but I would have to crawl very slowly.
Oh, that. Why can't you turn into flying objects when you were a chicken?
Chickens can't fly. Yeah, I actually think that's a very good idea. I would still need to acquire some other objects in case that plan doesn't work.
Okay, I just want to give you advice because I've once done a similar thing to a man. I punched him through his throat, and then I reached out my hand and I grabbed his intestines and I pulled it through his throat.
That's very graphic.
It was
very
really
aggressive.
disgusting. I dry heaved, but I killed him.
Not sure about my strength and coming back to a man from the inside. My eyes are
Just
big
worried
and
about
squishy.
you because you seem very frail for a man.
Hey.
Very small, boyish legs, and
Maybe
very feminine torso.
this Godzilla to my left, right. How much do the people in the Colosseum like to fight?
Very much so. Like, depending, are you talking about the audience or are you talking about the participants?
The participants.
Oh, the participants themselves often do not fight. Some for sport, some it's because it's their job, and depending on how much in debt they are, patrons get them to fight. So honestly, they are very accustomed to it. So you may be able to negotiate with some of them, but for others, it's honestly something they have to do. So they're willing to do it.
Chance.
Lucky
A
people.
chance. Those sound like some gross people. Does this establishment serve fish or eels?
You ask the bartender, and he does state, we do have some fish here and there.
Do you serve fish or eels, or do you have any in a barrel that are alive?
We have some preserved and some freshly caught. Like, do you need it
Freshly
alive?
caught. Are they alive? Yes. Do you know anyone who has a live fish?
You can go down into the market and get a live fish. We don't have them live here. At this point in
Thank
time,
you. Do you?
they're freshly caught and kept cool or
Ah.
preserved.
Do you have a bucket you use as a trash can?
I mean, yes.
May I dump it out for you out back for that? Give me that information. I am pretty happy for that information.
Don't worry about it. You can just ask people for information, kid.
I just feel like as a, human, I must give a service in return for some vital life-saving information. I would happily take your trash can out the front door to throw away for you.
Dan, go ahead and roll persuasion. It's not gonna be that hard. It's just weird.
It is.
He's like, I don't like this.
I assume I know what you're planning. But let's see how it goes. The man looks towards you and simply states, I mean, I guess if you want to. I mean, it's not really full, but whatever. He does, from the side of his counter, grab the trash can, which is about the standard pail size, so it's pretty big. An entire fish might be able to go in there, but not two or two very big fish. At least a medium-sized fish. But he does give you the wooden trash can. It doesn't have any punctured holes in it. Like, it can hold water if it needs to. But don't leave it overnight or else the wood itself will warp.
Thank you. I will throw this away for you.
Sure.
Thank you, frail human. I will be leaving out the front door now with your trash can.
Just make sure to bring it back.
I will bring it right back. If I don't bring it back, call the authorities for help. I have been captured and thrown in the fighting pits against my will, and they plan to assassinate me because I'm the future king.
Sure,
Honestly,
kid.
that's really brilliant.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave too, since all of you eavesdropped on my stories, and I don't appreciate it.
The woman to Dan's former right. I mean, you just came up here and spoke out loud. And the man to Dan's former left does state, you could have just took him to the side and spoke.
Well, I mean, I didn't think you'd be able to hear me since you're standing 30 feet away.
We're, like, right next to you, miss.
Oh, sorry, I got the wrong... I see multiple people at once, and I imagined it was the farther one. Okay, I'm just gonna go... thank you.
Sure. As you head out, the two people speak to the bartender. The man simply states, I'm pretty sure you're not going to get that trash can back. It's fine. It was only 5 copper anyways. I honestly don't care. I just kind of just wanted him out of my bar, to be perfectly honest. It seems more than fair.
Oh.
I stole a trash can.
Dan stole a trash can. Dan stole a trash can. But in the meantime, Nara and Vorstra, what are you two doing?
That's a very good question.
I'm going to try to, using the knowledge that I gathered from just looking at all the various forms and stuff that I've seen around and the certificates and things, and then also using the actual proof of patronage certificate that we have. I want to try to make a new proof of patronage that includes using magic in any and all capacity, as we are upstanding citizens and a great asset to the community.
Yeah. Looking through the information you have, looking through the paperwork you've seen, getting the proper parchment and how it could be used, getting the very expensive inks, which is likely needed for something such as this. You definitely have
Also, really
everything.
nice paper.
Also, very, very nice paper. You definitely have everything you would need to forge documents. So, do you have a forger's kit?
I absolutely do.
Nice. You can go ahead and use that as well. So it would include your proficiency and your dexterity, I believe. So if it's inputted correctly onto your character sheet, you just need to click on it. You plan this all out already, so you gain advantage. So you roll it twice,
Oh,
and we
yeah.
go with the highest number.
Oh,
Well, we'll take that 20, won't we?
We will take that
we
20.
are.
So, getting Nara to assist you on this because you do need 2 hands. One to steady the paper because tape is not invented yet. Making sure everything's written down. Some of the paperwork was written in separate languages for like loophole terminology and such as that. So with both of your guys' knowledges in language, how everything's done, Vorstra looking at the paperwork itself, you're able to forge a document that states what exactly. Obviously, the people that are fighting are still fighting, but the inclination of magic, how are you phrasing that in?
I want to kind of using the same verbiage and things that are already used on the document. I want to state that the individuals listed below are hereby granted the rights and permissions to perform magic of any and all kinds within the bounds of whatever the city is called, with no fear of penalty, such as slavery and or death.
All right, and this is a separate type of document outside of the fighting one?
So I want to kind of recreate the fighting one, but also add in the magic.
Okay. You're able to do that easily enough, but only Dan, Becky, Vorstra, you are able to cast magic within the city without repercussions.
Okay. Are there other magic users that are not included in that? I can't remember.
Ray is a magic user. Nara possesses magic as well. Micah
Sorry,
is
guys.
a fighter, but can use magic, but relatively here and there. Doesn't. Cat is magical.
And I wouldn't have been able to, so I'm not trying to alter the existing document. I'm trying to, recreate it on a new piece of paper.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to include everyone else's names.
No, that's what I was asking.
Okay, yeah, I want to try to include everybody.
Okay, if you do that, it'd be a separate type of document, and anyone familiar with this particular type of document would be able to see through it. But anyone else, like say a common soldier, a common citizen, someone you might have mugged using magic, obviously you'd still get in trouble for mugging them. But the magic part, it would be excluded. As long as you don't get caught by a usher or a high guard, you should be fine. And I'm talking about the leaders, not the common soldiers.
Okay, cool. I'm going to keep both of these on me, and I will use one or the other if needed based on the situation.
All right. Obviously, you need one of them to enter the fighting rings, to enter the fighting rings as fighters. You can enter in and spectate all you want. Go ahead and spend your money. That's what it's there for. But the other one, you'll need just in case, I suppose.
Yep, just going to keep both of them.
Nara,
and I'm going to show the rest of my group my really cool work.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
We get it. You're amazing.
Do you show everyone?
Cool.
No, just I don't know, if Nara's around, I'm going to be like, hey, what do you think about this? Cool, it's good, right? I think it could work.
It'll work.
Yeah, Nara, go ahead and roll insight.
Insight?
Yes, because you did forget one thing.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, I need
what was that?
Is the seal the thing that I forgot? Like his the patron's seal?
You're able to fake that enough. It obviously won't be the exact seal he placed upon it. That's why I said the leaders of said groups will be able to tell that apart. You guys kind of 6 is high enough. You can technically mess with Ray if you want to. It's not really something important that you forgot, but anyone you show this document to, including your team, you might be able to penalize them or help them, depending. If you show Dan will obviously take this in stride, but who knows how much in trouble he'll get into. If you show this to Ray, Well, Ray has been known to cast magic a lot
Typical.
often. Obviously, this won't cause a commotion as long as no leaders come about, but it's possible you might draw more attention to you. So I would advise. Well, Nara may or may not advise, depending on you,
Hmm.
to be careful on how you use this document. The more you use it, the more chances it'll obviously be seen as a fake.
Okay.
That being said, like 1 or 2 times should be fine. Like if you're in a real pinch, you can just say, "Hey, we had this document after maybe Dan goes unconscious after a fight. Ray heals them and say, yeah, we're making sure, blah blah blah. We have this piece of paper to prove. So Dan, Becky, or Vorsra don't have to die. But if you're just like saying, "Hey, I cast command on this merchant to give me all their stuff," that might go into more scrutiny. So, caution.
That sounds reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just a little bit worried about, Ray.
Yeah, don't worry. I think I'll only pull this out if it happens to be needed. I don't plan on like flaunting it everywhere. I just think that it'd be good to have in our back pocket.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Kat was also there, and Micah was probably draining the laugh of some one in the back alley. More on that later, maybe. But your team does eventually reconvene. Nara, do you do anything in the past time when Dan and Becky were doing all that, and outside of helping Vorstra with the document?
I would like to be just sipping something to drink. It's a little bit hot out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They get you a nice oolong tea. It's very calming. It's very relaxing, and to the events that will happen, you might need it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I would like to wear my bucket as a helmet.
You go back with the group. Tell people about your bucket, and you wear it in stride. But
In the oh, they're already here. Oh, they're at the fighting arena. Gotcha.
They left a while ago. So this is within the same time frame. They're just somewhere else.
Gotcha.
Man. Well, with any luck, the resolution on my end clears up. But the team, or rather the dual people, Ray and Iris, enter into the arena without too much of an issue. Obviously, there is a charge of a copper to enter inside. Iris pays for both of you, and you simply walk inside. Afterwards, you do see an entirely packed arena, already set up and looking at squares on the exact place that you find yourselves in. There seems to be 2 red squares on the left and right side, and a white square in the south side. There also seems to be a man dressed in fanciful garb, prim, proper, golden locked hair, and a nice outfit. To the left of them is a nice standing, tall, finely trimmed man. No beard or goatee, but they themselves are quite handsome, if not pretty. I would use more pretty. To the right of them is a wizened old man, seems to be a clergy member or some type of faith leader, or perhaps something else. It's entirely unsure. But Ray, you did get here a while before things start to ask some questions, and Iris, looking at you, simply states, "All right, they wanted us to figure out any rules to see if they can break any of them. Where should we start?"
Yes, I feel as though let's find an official in the area that we can at least get the basics. I feel as though there might be something we can also be missing. But let's not try to break any rules. Let's see what there is to get around. You know what I mean?
That's fair. Stepping inside, she talks with the first person she finds. Excuse me, sir. Yes. Do you happen to know any people that know more about the arena and the rules and such? Oh, I suppose you can speak with any of the vendors. They might have more information than I do. Oh, do you have any information? Yeah, I come here every week. Well, when I get a chance to. He then drones on for 5 minutes, and then he actually says, "Oh, right. About the arena. It does seem that the arena is easily plain enough. There are a contestant, depending on how many people enter inside. The contestants pair up in teams and fight in a ladder match. If you're part of the same patron, you can switch out here and there. So patrons often do not have more than one champion, depending. If one of your champions do lose, though, then the entire team loses. That's just how things are. If it's a free-for-all, then obviously your champions will face each other. It all really depends on what the current king decides. Sometimes it's different, sometimes it's offshoots, and sometimes the contestants just fight against monsters and see if any of them survive. That's when things get really gruesome, and I advise not to go to the front row. All right. Other than that, though, it's a great time. You should enjoy yourself while you're here. They usually use people not from here, captured indentured servants, slaves, monsters, the lesser humanoid folk. What do you mean by that? Oh, like goblins, dwarves, the sub races in the Underdark. All kinds of monsters. I mean, aren't they humanoids themselves? I mean, if you believe that, kid, but to be perfectly honest, most of the people here don't. You said merchants might know more information? Yeah! Just go back in and go around the area. You'll be able to find them just easily. Right.
Okay, let's go talk with the merchant at least.
Thanks. Yeah, no problem, kid. If you're lucky, you might be able to see a goblin get decapitated. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so what I'm into.
I would have had.
Okay. You head into the main area, and you're able to find a little, more or less glossary where you can go. There are a few shops where you can go. One is a mage crafting store where obviously you might be able to get some scrolls of magic, some healing potions, some those of fighters that are able to use magic go here. If you are looking for weaponry, armor, and the like, obviously the more brutish fighters will go there. And if you're just looking to get a bit of respite, maybe get a drink, some small trinkets here and there, a souvenir shop, more people will go there. Where, Ray, do you decide to go?
Does it look like around these merchants there's anyone that is, I don't know, looked seasoned or hired by the Colosseum itself?
Each of the people or each of the merchants are hired under the Colosseum. While they themselves aren't employed by them, they, like a convention, they basically pay a small fee to basically sell their wares here.
Yeah.
Well, small is dependent. They obviously pay a lot, but you don't know how much they pay. But
Yeah.
I guess by season, do you mean like the oldest, the one that seems to have been here the longest?
Yes, and would know the rules,
That would
better.
ironically be the souvenir shop.
Okay. I'd head over there.
All right. Heading over to where the souvenirs would likely be, Ray, you find a more wizened, midlife orc. They themselves have a nice firm build to them, a nice slicked back hairdo, dreads on the back, as well as a fur coat. It is blazing hot in the arena normally, but thankfully enough, this area is cooled down due to the stone. So it honestly fits. The man simply looks towards you and states, "Hey, you're here early. Do you need anything?"
Yes, I have a couple of friends that will be competing in the arena, and I just wanted to get, an idea of the rules.
I mean, sure, kid, but they'll likely get a reference on what the rules happen, or what the rules are when they enter.
Yes, of course, but, you want to come prepared to the fight as well. And so I was wondering more about the equipment side of what type of equipment they can bring in.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Like, are magical items and things of that nature allowed?
He goes through a small pamphlet of documents and then looks through his own paperwork. To seems to cross-check a few things, and then afterwards he does state, "Well, from what I can tell, they're able to cast or use any magic they have. They're able to use any equipment they have, but they can also purchase between matches any items within the shops as well. Looks to me like they can use magical items as well, so that shouldn't be an issue. That being the case, though, they're also allowed one attendee to tend to them. It does seem that the attendee can't use magic unless otherwise given permission.
Okay.
If it is seen that they use magic, the attendant or attendee, if you will, depending, would be thrown into the rings and forced to fight something of the king's own choosing. Last time this happened, it was a were-rat beast that came in and decimated the civilian. Let's see here. Other than that, potions, poisons are allowed. Like, say, if you tip your blade with a poison, or if you heal in between with a potion, it's more than welcome. Let's see here. Obviously, if it's a dual combat fight, they can pair up and partner with whoever they have with them, or they can choose someone in the audience if they are a single individual without a separate person. Take, for example, if a patron only has one fighter, they can choose from among the audience if they choose to. If the attendant agrees, they will be rewarded handsomely even if they do not die. And if they do die, the money will go for someone else, but obviously they can decline. And the person that, if they find no one, they will automatically lose.
The other question I had is, what about potions? Are potions such as haste or things of that nature allowed in the fight?
Yes, so long as a referee sees them drink it. Anyone brought in with abilities already placed upon them would be classified as a potential threat and or cheating. As the king themselves oversees the fights, it could be a potential hostility as someone tries to go and fight the king without the proper layaway work, if you will, like getting the approval of the 4 cardinal leaders. But I suppose if you do manage to win the fights and are granted a gift or a boon, you can circumvent those that way of getting around them and fight them for either your freedom. Let's see here: money, freedom, items, servants, whether indentured or enslaved. It's entirely up to the person that won. Items, the release or captivity of people or monsters, depending. A rule change. It all varies depending on how the king sees the fight and if you're able to present a show. If you automatically just lose, well, then you get nothing.
Okay, that makes sense. Iris, I had a question for you. Do you remember if Dan regained his shield at any point? Remember we lost it a long time ago.
I don't think so. At least I don't remember him getting another one.
Do I see if he sells any weapons or here or shields or
He
anything?
does sell a shield, but it's not like a +2 shield. It's a +1 buckler. It's still something, but this is obviously not the place to armor yourself.
Yeah. Maybe it'd be best that we make sure that. I'm worried about Dan. He doesn't seem the best fit for this.
I did hear that there was a champion that uses a high-level magic powers, and with Dan's own diplomacy skills, I do worry that he might not survive.
I think at minimum he needs to regain a shield. Maybe we should rush back and before they get here, have them go at least armor him up.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
Yeah. I
Uh,
do have a couple of haste potions that I can hand out to them as well.
Makes sense. Motorcycle. Sorry. Iris then states. Uh, Before that though, should we get anything or wait until everyone gets here? I would probably wait because they might get things that we doubled up on.
Yes, and also I feel as though this is. I probably feel like the merchants here. No offense, Orlo, but it kind of seems like this is the last stop. So if you need anything here, then the price will be increased because of necessity.
That is true, but it's in between fights. If you're a simple spectator observing things, you can shop without the inflation of price. Obviously, the inflation of price is to make sure if you're not well equipped, then you pay for not being so.
Okay. Then let's try to rush back to them and get what we need there, and then if we need anything else when we get here, then we can come and shop.
Yeah, that does make sense. She waves off to Orlo. Orlo waves back. Ray, as you bolt out. Where are you guys? Oh yeah, you're still at the bar. Heading back to the bar where Dan currently has a bucket hat on their head. Dan, what are you doing?
I'm going to the market to buy some fish.
All right, it doesn't take you long to get to the market. Eventually, you do find a shop owner with fresh live fish. Hey, welcome to the market. What can I get for you?
I would like to buy a similar helmet from you, please.
You mean a bucket? I can sell you a bucket, kid, but it costs like 4 copper.
Could you include some fish in the bucket?
I mean, it's gonna
And
be
maybe
more
a
pricey.
little water.
Sure.
Like, I want the smallest fish you got. Maybe eels. You got eels? They're slippery.
Kid, we're in the desert. Of course we don't have eels. Unless
Okay,
you're
we
talking
got
about the
fish,
sand
though.
eels, but those
How
things
many
ain't gonna fish in a
fish
bucket.
can I fit in a helmet?
Depends on size. I suppose if you got with the smallest kind of fish, like 5 of them.
The smallest 5. May I have 10 fish in one bucket and some water?
I mean, if I chop them up and put them in there, I suppose I could.
Just keep them alive. They're my family. I'm saving fish.
You're gonna
I
need 2
brought
buckets
a
then,
bucket
kid.
with me. I can carry 2 buckets.
All right, sounds good. Let's see, 10 fish, the water, the bucket. It's gonna run you around 2 silver.
2 silver. How much gold is that?
About 2 pence, really.
2/10 of a gold. I will give you 2 silver.
All right, if you need change, I can give you change, kid.
Yes, please. Change is good.
Yeah, you give him a gold, he hands you back 8 silver.
Okay.
Obviously, he would have change. So, doing so, you have the fish, you have the 2 buckets now, you return back to the area, which means that Ray catches up with the rest of the gang.
Nice.
Now. Reconvened before the fights. You now have more or less 20 minutes. You regroup back.
Becky would like to buy a healing potion. I forgot about that.
I need Becky to buy me a
I-
healing potion as well.
Hold on. I can
I got
just...
sidetracked.
Guys, I'm back, and you're already talking about potions.
Oh, hello, Ray. Can you give me a healing potion? I will give you 2 copper.
Yes, I mean, I've already had healing potions made for this group. I'll hand it
Wait,
one
you made them
to each of
yourself?
you. I've been making them myself, yes.
Oh, I don't trust that.
I
Continue
assure
sipping.
you, even if I am bad sometimes, I'm good some other times, I think.
Yeah, once in a blue moon, I guess.
Yes.
A broken
Thanks,
clock is
Anna.
still right twice a day.
I need to introduce you to my family. These are my grandparents, and these are my little brothers and sisters.
Hello.
A lot of their
How old are
names
you,
are
Dan?
Todd. Oh, me? I'm the youngest.
Oh,
But if If those are your
Alright,
grandparents,
well-
how old are you?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
How old are you?
You don't know?
How old am I? I am about as long as a fish lives. No,
What type of fish do you need to Wikipedia?
117 tides.
How long does a carp live?
It can live a couple of years. From what I remember, not heavily. 25, I think.
25 years.
Let's see here. Oh, the oldest on record, 38. So,
Wow.
Yeah. What a boy.
still decent, but not very long. You're not exactly sure what kind of metric Dan was using, but probably not that old. But
But experienced.
yes.
Also, before we move on with the conversation, back to potions. Here's one for each of you. And also, Dan, here's a haste potion. Becky,
Oh.
if I remember correctly, when we were at the old town, you had 2 haste potions. If you still have one extra, I would advise giving it to Vorstra. If not, Vorstra can buy one
Oh.
in the market when we're there.
Oh. Yes. I forgot about that. I don't think I have them anywhere.
You might have used it.
I
Right,
think
can
I
you be
used.
my coach in the
Do you
arena?
remember to, track those items down?
I do.
Last time I checked, I don't remember you ever using a haste potion in combat.
I did use one.
Oh, and you should have one more. Then we'll need to buy an extra as well for Vorstra.
I can buy my own. That's not a
Also,
big deal.
Dan, I know you have no money, but
Oh yeah.
you
one
could,
left.
convince Vorstra or someone to buy you a new shield. I would highly advise it. You're
I
not very
don't plan on
combat-
fighting. I just plan on winning.
That's not how that works. Did anyone explain a coliseum to him?
I think you could explain it like a fishbowl, and you're there to be my coach.
I was gonna say
Nothing
the
bad
same
happens
thing.
in a fishbowl.
Like a fishbowl,
Uh,
but with less water.
While people begin to try to explain Dan how a Colosseum fight happens, like a fishbowl, Iris does state, according to the information we got, the people do get an explanation before the fights each time. So we can have you guys be explained there, but from what I can tell, it can get gruesome sometimes. That being said, though, it can be a different fight each time. It depends on what the king feels, but from the information we got, it's usually patron versus patron in a ladder match. If a patron has more than one champion, then it rotates between champions, and if one champion fails, then the entire team fails. And the opponent gets to decide what happens to them. But both parties have to agree before the fight. So they can't just say, everyone dies because I said so. You have to agree to a death match if you're going to go for a death match.
Death.
Yeah, but there's also some shops there, and from what Ray told me, if you buy the stuff before the fight, it'll be cheaper, because once you're in the fight, it'll go higher because you weren't fully prepared. So they're punishing you that way.
Hmm.
They also said that the king themselves oversees the fights. And depending on how we do, we could get some type of favor given to Becky, Dan, or Vorstra. I didn't really get the details on that, but it could be very big, avoiding a lot of paperwork. But if we don't do a very good job, then we don't get anything.
Ooh.
Well, good chance we're gonna do very well. Very well.
I've got a question. What is the benefit of a death match over a normal match?
I think the benefit is if we manage to succeed, and we succeed all the way to the top, the more of a spectating sport we do, the greater the reward will be. I think I didn't ask. The guy we got the information from was weird.
I wouldn't say he was
That kind of guy.
weird. I feel as though he
Everyone
was
in this town
more.
is weird.
Yes, I would say a result of the society here.
He just didn't see goblins, the underdark races, as well as dwarves, to be humanoid, just monsters.
But I think that that's a learned situation from this corrupted society.
I mean, I guess, but I just don't like it.
No, of course, that's why we're here in the first place.
To buy a shield and kill a king.
Dan, are you okay?
Cat does look towards Dan. Dan, are you having a stroke?
Yes.
Hold, you're pushing into we call that a gas zone, or you're
It is a normal human experience. A stroke?
But Iris
True.
does state. But there are some shops in the arena if you want to go there to get some stuff. Before the fights, we do have a few minutes left. So we might be only able to go to 2 shops and not the third. The one we went to was more of a gift shop, so I probably wouldn't recommend going there. They did have a lot of information though, so I guess that's the benefit to it. But we won't get any items from there. At least nothing good.
Yes, and again, I really agree with, Dan, you getting a shield. Again, really
Shield.
advise.
I
Yes.
would love a shield.
Yes, thank God. Yes, please.
I would like you to be my coach too, and then help me out right before the match.
Well, they allow for an aid of sorts, and although I can't use magic, I can still tend to your wounds.
What did they say specifically about using magic as an aid, like healing and stuff like that?
If they don't have the proper documents, they're not allowed to use magic, but they can attend to them, like giving food, maybe a medicine check, or giving them a pep talk.
All right,
How
that's good to know.
skilled is How skilled is Iris in making and weaving things together? Anyone skilled at weaving things together?
Yeah, she's pretty
Like
skilled
rope?
at that. Not
Is it possible for Iris to turn my rope into a tiny net?
not with the time you guys have.
Damn.
Like, maybe during a long or short rest, but not with the time you guys have.
Gotcha.
But should we go to a shop, or should we just go to the
Shop
Coliseum and
for a
wait?
shield.
All right.
Yeah, and we'll get some haste potions, healing potions, things like that.
All right. So you head over to the Coliseum, and obviously you don't go into the arena itself. You go towards the, before entering inside. There's vendors, and you go to the armory. As soon as they copy and paste you there, because I had no idea where you guys were going.
Here. Nice little room.
Heading to the armory, you do see like 1 or 2 people in here, 3 total, and the owner of the proprietary. You can tell that they are a very stern-looking, young-looking, tall-ish. She's about 5'7", but that's pretty tall for a Cantfolk Tabaxi woman. Some Tabaxis have like fur all over their body. This individual seems to be a half Tabaxi, half something other, which means that she doesn't fully have the features of a Tabaxi. Basically, that's why she kind of looks like Iris, but taller, whiter hair, and older looking.
Hi, Iris. I would like to buy a shield.
I shouldn't have made that comparison. Iris looks towards you. I don't shop. I don't own this place. The woman then looks towards you. Dan. Don't know who Iris is, but if you want to shop, go ahead and shop, kid. I'm not going to stop you.
I need your finest shield for 8 gold.
Yeah, you want to try that again, kid? Because the finest shield here costs roughly around 400 gold. 500
And
if
I
you
have
want it
that
magical.
table. That table looks similar to a shield. How much is that?
If you want a table, kid, it's 8 gold.
8 gold for a table?
I mean, you're making me lose a table, which means I have to put this stuff away, which means I can't sell this stuff
As
today.
is. Buy the table as is.
Then if you want as is, like all the stuff on it, then it'll be 3,800 gold.
That's not worth it. Sorry, Iris. Do you sell traps similar to small nets?
Yeah?
I would like one of those.
Alright, they're basically called bolos. You'll use a dexterity check to throw them at people, and if you manage to succeed, you'll tie up their legs or arms depending on what you call. If you don't hit their AC, then you obviously just miss.
I would like one of those.
Alright, the price for those are 10 gold.
I'll give you 8 gold.
Here,
80
Dan, I'll
cents.
give you the extra 2. And then 10 more.
Tell her we have money. She's never sold one of these in ages.
Here, Dan, here's 12 gold.
I'll give you 12 gold. 10 gold. I'll give you 10 gold.
Yeah, that's what I asked for. She just looks towards you. Not Dan, but looking to the side. Not towards Dan, simply stating in the air. Thanks. She
Thanks
then
for the
hands you
12
Dan.
gold.
She does hand you Dan bolos, which are basically a dexterity check weapon. You're not trained in this,
Nice.
so obviously you don't gain proficiency. But you roll 1d20 plus your dex. You have to hit their AC. If you do, then you call arms or legs. Depending on what you call, their legs or arms will be tied up. They must make a athletics check of 14 to break free before the start
Yes.
of their turn.
I have some follows, and I still have my family with me. Hi, Ray. Can you buy me that table?
Just, I'm, a little. Why, Dan? Excuse me. How much was a mediocre shield?
You mean a standard shield?
Yes, of course.
We don't sell anything
+1.
mediocre here. If you want a standard
Um,
shield, let's say +2 shield, it'll run you around 100 gold. If you want a +1 shield, it'll run you around 75 gold. So I would advise going for the +2 shield.
Yes, of course.
What if I held 2 +1 shields?
Then you wouldn't be able to fight with a weapon.
Ray, do you think I could do it?
Unless you're a shield fighter, but I don't think that's what you are.
No, and Dan, you're forgetting the whole thing of if you bought 2 +1 shields, that's 75 gold each. It would be better just to pay the 100 gold and get the +2.
That makes a lot of sense.
So
Yes.
if you
I'll leave it up
like
to
at
you.
a game, like at a game, if you hold 2 shields, you can't physically use a weapon against someone because you're holding 2 shields. There is something you
And I
can
could
take.
use spells.
Yeah, as long as they don't require somatic components, basically you waving your hands and doing that stuff.
Okay.
If they don't have that, you should be covered. But if you had like the thing that gives you shield fighting, which basically means you use your shield as weapons, but I don't think Dan has that.
No.
I am not. I do not have that. I'd like that.
Vostra.
Mhm.
You're sensible here. Would you like to split the price of a shield for Dan so he doesn't die a horrible death?
Our team
Only if
can
we
win.
then teach him
I'll
how to
give the
use
shield
it.
back.
No, we're not
I
teaching
can
the shield.
That's all I need to do.
Yeah, Dan, can you stand behind a shield?
I can stand. Oh, hold up. Hold my family. See, I can hold a shield.
I hate your family.
Okay,
How's his form? How's he holding the shield?
Is he standing in front of the shield?
Dan can use his shield. Like out of game, he can use his shield. Although in game, it's a little worrying.
The odds of him surviving are better if we get him a shield, even if he can't use it well.
I just have to make it long enough.
We'll get you a shield, Dan. It's okay.
How does Dan hold on
I
to
will
shields with
50
flippers
gold.
for hands?
Should put in the other 50 gold to get him a shield.
Good
Sorry,
point.
what was that?
I'd put in 50 gold if you put in the other
I'll
50
give you
gold to get him
11
a
gold
shield.
that someone just gave me for the shield.
I'll
Or-
put in
I
50
now
gold.
have
I guess
zero
you,
gold.
I guess
11
you could
gold.
just put 40 gold in. Because you already gave him 11. Just give him 40, and then he can have
True,
1
you already
gold.
gave me 11. I'm left with 1 gold
Yeah.
and 8 silver
Okay. That's true.
and a family.
In a family of fish. A school, if you will. Ray, you hand over your cut of the change. Dan hands over everything except for 1 gold piece and 8 silver. Vorstra, you hand over the 40 remaining. Vaughn then looks towards you guys. I'm assuming one of you is fighting. Please don't tell me it's the fishman.
I will be in the bowl.
The arena? It's called an arena?
Mhm.
I will be
In the bowl.
entertaining.
He's gonna die.
All right. I was gonna say if you want, you can pay for the insurance of the shield if you get it broken and battered and bruised. But looks at Dan. Yeah, no.
Do you sell life insurance?
I do.
Oh, yeah,
actually.
do you sell life insurance?
Yes.
It's good because I won't damage it at all.
Great. She hands over the shield to Ray. Ray, you can hand it over to Dan. It's entirely up to you.
Yes.
But she handed it to you because you paid for the most of it. Well,
Yeah.
technically, Vorstra did as well, but you're the closest. Vaughn then states, if you want insurance on the participant, name the price of insurance you want, and then I'll put down a quantifiable amount that you'll have to pay down in order for it to qualify.
You guys should bet on me winning.
There are also
I bet
bets in
the
the
odds
arena,
are very
yes.
good. Not pretty good. Not pretty good. Returns on that.
People
But
people do bet. People come around, take your bets and wagers, and the like. Thankfully enough, betting is allowed here because the king is overseeing it.
do you think it'd be profitable to bet on me?
I mean, if you win.
I may bet on Becky.
I can bet on myself. Nice.
Becky, I dislike you as a person in general, but I do feel as though you have the best odds of smacking around a sword efficiently.
Yes, I can smack a lot, but do keep in mind that I actually don't hit very hard, but I do smack a lot.
But your sword is so large. What do you mean?
It's quite old and rusty.
Then buy a new sword.
Vaughn, do you
Yeah?
have any large swords that normal people cannot swing around?
Yeah, I also have a few enchanted ones, or I can enchant your blade if it is old and rusty.
How much would it cost to buy a enchanted sword?
If you don't want yours enchanted and you want another blade that it's enchanted, depending on the enchantment, it can vary. If you want an enchantment to cause fire damage instead of slashing or bludgeoning, the blade itself, as well as the enchantment fused upon it, will cost 250 gold. If you want the variant of ice, it'll cost the same. If you want the variant of force, it'll cost the same.
This force.
I'll
It's
help you out.
how someone gets hurt, but it's not a physical sensation like cutting or stabbing. It's more of a blunt without you actually getting hit by anything. It's hard to tell or describe.
Which one breaks the most bones?
Like the one
Force.
worst to get hit with? Probably force.
The one that's most painful.
If we're going for pain, fire, from what I hear, often hurts. But the enchantment only changes to the attribute of damage you do. So if they have some type of fire resistance, then they get reduced by half of that. If they have some sort of cold resistance, half of that. But most of the time, people don't have force resistance.
Is it possible to enchant something twice?
Yes, but at that point, it'll cost a lot more.
Ooh. I wanted to double enchant my current weapon.
Any ideas, or do you want me to put down a list of catalogs?
Basically, double force.
So you wanted to do more damage.
Yes.
So the force enchantment and the amplification enchantment.
Pardon me? How much would that run?
Well, the base price of the blade, as well as the first enchantment, will cost 250 gold as predetermined. The secondary enchantment will run higher, as it will need to be specialized, and it is a rush order due to the fact that she looks at her watch. We have about 10 minutes before the fights. So, it'll run around 500 gold.
I don't have that. I will buy one sword with force damage.
All right. She takes out a blade. It's the same type of blade that you have, but it's a lot more refined. There is and are inscriptions placed upon it to inscribe force damage into it. So the blade looks it doesn't look, but it works the same way as the current blade you have. It just does force damage instead of slashing or bludgeoning. So basically, it'll hit if you hit. It won't if it won't. Some people or some contestants usually have like slashing resistance, bludgeoning resistance, elemental resistances, but force is a tough one to get. So this is it's a good purchase. It's just not like a great purchase because it does other things as well or amplifies your damage output. It just means that they'll likely not have something to impede the damage you inflict on someone.
Ew. Does it do more damage than my current sword normally?
I'm trying to look at your character sheet, but it doesn't want to load. So give me 1 second while I figure that one out. It won't load. So it'll do an additional 1d6. So whenever you use your sword, just say, I'll use my force damage sword, or I use my regular sword. If you use your regular sword, obviously you don't get the 1d6. If you use your force sword, it'll be your standard attack, everything else. You'll just add an additional 1d6 at the end.
Okay, cool.
All right. She does state, all right, you have about 10 minutes before the fight starts. Anything else, or are you good to go?
Do you have potions?
That's next door.
All right, then I guess we're good here. Let's go next door.
All right. You guys pry Ray away from a new set of armor that may or may not smell. It doesn't. I'm just going back to something that we discussed before, if Ray washes the armor or not.
What?
He
I wash my armor every night.
No, he doesn't.
Makes it hot.
Well, whenever I have a chance to rest.
Sure, alone.
I can do it too.
So, the merchant in the area does come forwards, obviously in a rush because you guys are like 8 minutes before the fight. So, coming forwards, he does state, welcome to my shop. If there's something you need, just let me know.
Yeah. What kind of potions do you have?
No, we have assortment of potions. Like, what are you looking for, kid? I don't know why I keep saying the word kid. What are you looking for? Like a health potion, fire breathing potion, strength potion.
Yes. How much are
Fire.
they?
This standard healing potion costs around 75 gold. If you want something stronger, it'll cost more. If you want a fire breath potion, it'll cost you around 100 gold. It'll give you fire breath of one 15 foot cone. One-time use, good. But it does cost you 100 gold.
What about the strength?
Oh, the strength one, it'll amplify your strength by +2. So any damage you do will add a +2 damage pool, and if you use strength as your modifier to attack, would add a +2 to your attack. That runs you around 200 gold.
Becky, that would be really good for you.
I no longer have 200 gold. I have 139.
All right. Well, how about this? I'll spot you the rest, and if you win any money, you will pay me back.
Potions.
What was that, Becky?
No, I do not want any potions.
All right.
All right. What about like a superior healing potion? What's the best one you have?
Oh, the best one I have is not superior. It is the health potion itself. It'll grant you 75 health back immediately without fail, but that itself costs 350 gold. If you want a superior healing potion, which is 4d4 plus 2, that'll run you around 100 gold.
So, question: what if you're now, and I'm going to speak in a sort of esoteric terms here. What if your maximum HP is not 75? If you drink that, will it just bring you back to your max, or will it bring you to 75?
Oh, it'll bring you back to your max. It doesn't go any higher.
All right. And you said you have a superior. Do you have like a greater or anything?
No, if you want a greater, which is 64 plus 2, that'll run you around 125 gold.
May I butt in for a second? With
Sure.
An idea. Vorstra and then Becky, if I'm going to be, I don't know what the official name for it, but your side
Corner man.
corner. I don't know if the arena has any corners. It's kind of circle.
It's colloquial. It's a phrase. Yeah.
Teaching land.
Why would they? Is it meant for someone that's in a? Never mind. Anyways, if I was said corner man, what was your name, sir?
Wine.
Oh, wine. Do you sell the necessary ingredients to craft health potion?
No, I certainly do, if you're, have the time.
While you guys are fighting, I can try to make an extra potion between your different fights.
No, I mean, if you're that
may...
skilled, you most definitely can, I suppose.
But I fear that making, potions such as haste potions would be very difficult in that time frame. But I can make minor healing potions in the meantime. So I feel as though maybe we should prioritize getting combat potions above health potion. As, you guys are already starting with one each.
Do you have a haste potion?
That's... Becky and Dan do, but you would need one as well.
Right, I'm asking the shopkeep.
Oh, yes, of course. The standard haze potion costs a simple 200 gold.
And how long does that last for?
About 10 rounds, give or take a minute.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take that one.
All right. And, he hands you a haste potion.
How much would the ingredients, for let's say 6 health potions be?
Oh no, I sell them by 5s. The ingredients will run you around. I need to do the math. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
It running around 400. Oh wait, I divided wrong.
running around 300 gold for ingredients for 5 health potions. So if you want 6 of them, it'll run you
Well-
around 600 gold
Well, honestly, I have enough for 2 more.
for 10.
So if we got 5, then I would have enough for 7 if, nothing goes horribly wrong. But I
Depending.
only have 250 gold. I think that's more price efficient, but I'll leave it up to the group.
I mean, it's more price efficient, kid, but if you fail, you fail. You don't really get anything about it, which is why people usually buy the pre-made stuff.
Yeah, Dan.
Yes.
Sorry, Ray. How long does it take you to make them?
Last time it took 30 minutes per. Right.
Fights are usually like maybe 10 minutes.
Okay.
Well, not like 10 minutes. Like in real world, quantifiable D&D math jingle, like a minute is usually how often or not a fight is drawn out in D&D.
Yeah. No,
But
I know that. I was thinking more like how many other matches are going on.
Yeah. But we're doing like a Coliseum thing, so I'm gonna say forget the downtime potion situation, because with the downtime situation, you can still fail. In this case, you can still fail, but that just means that people will become less potential to heal again.
Yeah.
That only means that if you fail, you fail. So we're gonna remove the time frame, and when people come back from their bouts, I'm gonna make you roll a medicine check, and if you succeed, you succeed. If you don't, well, no potion.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So don't worry about the time.
But if you guys would want to, not leave it up to chance, then you can go ahead and get the actual potions.
The ones that we have already are standard, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And how much was the greater and the superior?
The greater is 100 gold. It'll do 44 plus 2. The superior is 64 plus 2. All of them give you plus 2. I don't know why that is. But it runs 125 gold.
Okay. I'm gonna take the greater.
All right.
In addition to the one that Dan made me, just as a insurance policy.
All right. Greater for D4 plus 2 is what that does. And it does cost 100 gold. Welcome back. But Wine does look towards the team and simply states,
No offense, but we do have like 2 minutes before I have to close shop and fighters go into the ring. It does sound to me like you're going to be participants, so if you need anything else, you might want to ask now, or else you guys need to get going.
I'd like to
Yeah,
put a
let's all
dollar
get
on
going.
the other guy to lose.
Oh, you make bets inside the ring. You don't make them with me.
I'll just throw a coin at somebody. I got it.
you throw a coin at this random standby person. Ow! Looks at the coin. I'm going to say you just threw a random copper piece that you still had. Oh, money. Picks it up and puts it in his pocket.
Nice. Bet against me that the other guy will lose.
Wait, but if they bet against you, then it would. Wait.
You bet against me that the other guy's gonna lose.
No, I got it. It's double negative, so it's a positive.
Okay.
But Wine does state, anything else?
No, I believe we should get going now.
Alright, do take care of yourselves, and if you need anything else, when you're in between fights, just let me know. The prices do increase by a large margin, due to the fact that you're now in need of a demand, and we do have the supply.
Yes, of course. Okay, and Dan, Becky,
Capitalism.
Horsha, I think it's
us four that need to go into the ring, and everyone else goes to the stands, I believe. See, I told you,
Ready.
Vorstra, there's no corner.
It's a figure of speech.
Vorstra, you see the multiple corners drawn out by the lines they made in the arena.
See?
I don't think this counts.
This is a big fishbowl.
It totally counts.
It's drier than I thought.
Do you think we should stand in here?
Oh, family. My family's never seen a bowl this big.
Your team enters inside. Before splitting off into two groups, you guys go towards an area that goes into the arena. There are two guards in the way, and then Vorstra shows the paperwork stating that you guys are the champions of the family you guys are currently representing. They nod and let you in. When you try to get everyone in, because I am assuming you're going to do that, whether or not by accident or not, they do stop you and then simply states, "Yeah, only one referee, not referee. Yeah, only one coach per team. Who's going to be your coach?" Taking this to chance, I'm going to say Becky or Vorstra. Dan, I don't think you would know what a coach is. No offense.
Is it because he's a fish?
It's because he's a
Second
fish.
class.
Yes. Also, I think Ray and Dan were trying to figure out what the word coach means a little while ago. But
Coach.
Vorstra states Ray
is
will
that
be...
something you ride in? You ride coach?
Yes. Second class.
Awful jokes aside, they choose Ray, and Ray is allowed in, while the rest of the team, Nara, Kat, Micah, and Iris, are now in the stalls.
I'll be my bus coach. Coach, put me in coach.
Put me in coach.
Man, coach.
Would you rather ride first class than coach? Why would I put you in coach?
Yeah.
Soon enough, the other contestants do enter inside the arena. One
I
by
look
one.
at them, and then look at Dan, and then look at them, and then look at Dan. Fuck.
Hello.
Are you still just carrying your
pleasure
bucket of
to meet you.
family?
That's my family. We're gonna do this together. Just so you guys know, we're gonna do this together.
I would like
I
to
say that
whisper
the
to
green
Ray.
humans.
I'm going to go down to Ray. What are these green people? Are they goblins?
The green people stand at 7 feet to 8 feet tall.
Oh shit.
Then more contestants step inside.
Maybe we should have cheated.
I would like to say, so far, we're not the most intimidating of the group. I would like to go out in front of the group and flex and intimidate everyone in the vicinity.
Oh, Becky, do you see that orc guy or whatever over there?
Becky, go ahead and roll intimidation.
Sorry, I accidentally rolled it twice.
Becky,
There goes my good rolls.
Becky, do you see that guy over there? Bare your fangs at him. Really show him.
I begin to flex
I
and
too
grin.
would like to intimidate.
All right, Dan,
I
go
don't want to
ahead and
intimidate.
roll intimidation. Okay, you don't have to if you don't want to. Becky, you can tell that some
Change
of
my
them
mind.
are they don't run away, but they are shocked and surprised. Some of them look more impressed rather than shocked. So you didn't make an appeal to things, and you even got the attention of the man in the high tower.
Oh.
Isn't baring your teeth for orcs kind of like a show of mating thing?
Maybe in some romance books.
Okay. I thought
Tough
that
love.
was lore.
Yeah, Orc Love Moon. It's a good book.
I'm sure there's one called Muscles of the Green Titan. I'm sure that's a romance book. More than positive. No, I'm not writing it as we speak. I'm not.
Oh my god.
But then
Fluffy.
2 more people step inside.
Oh, I could take that.
Yeah, I could take that. That's fine.
Good luck on
That's the
your
magic people.
competition today.
Thanks.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Then another one. This one is
Sorry,
3.5 feet tall.
Excuse me.
Wait.
Congratulations. Good luck.
How
Yep.
many fights were we gonna have? I came in the ball expecting I was gonna fight one guy.
It's a
The
coliseum.
king.
It's like a tournament, Dan.
Tournament. Like, you take turns?
Yes.
So one fight.
One
Okay.
fight. But soon enough, the rest of the teams do enter inside. You're not sure who's a who's in pairs, etc., etc.
Sorry. Good luck on your fight today.
Thanks. Like, not to call you out on this, Ray, but Ray, are you just saying good luck to all the women that enter?
Yep.
Yeah.
He didn't expect you to notice.
No.
On
Yeah.
purpose.
Fucking exposed. I'm crying.
That's out of game. In game, you managed to do it without anyone noticing. Probably. I'm gonna say Cat notices.
Of course he does.
Yeah. But we will now get into the Coliseum situation, which requires new music. There we go. As the drumming beats, as the infinite motion of all this is going on, the king stands up from their high tower, the dawning of age, new horizon. Whatever that meant, I'll explain it later, or maybe I won't. It's entirely up to you. That's quite literally what the description on the what are they called again? Like skyboxes, I think that's what they're called. Has on it. They stand and looks towards the crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, as we have brought you these fights today again, I welcome you to the arena, where contestants fight for their lives, for their honor, and for their freedom. Today we have 8 individual team parties, represented by those that stand in front of you. Various families of the 4 cardinal leaders, as well as those with enough repute and rapport to bring themselves forwards, brought these champions here today. When your name is called and when things are done, there will be only one winning team. For today, it'll be a team bout. Each team member must fight within the arena, and each one must survive. And there'll be a contest to see who is the strongest. The more you show sport, the more you show the crowd a show, the greater the reward will be. And as an additional bonus, I will give the winning participants one gift I deem them worthy of. The greater they do,
Slaves.
the greater the reward will be. Standing before you are those champions. The ones to seek a future and to carve it out before the day is done. Your team, because it is a team fight, will be presented by Becky, Dan, Vorstra, Ray. Becky, what are you doing?
Excuse me. Thank you for the introduction, sir. I would like to address the crowd. My name is Becky. You do not need to know my last name because it is very fierce. I'd also like to show you my muscles. Becky continues to flex. I also would like to promise the crowd to break more bones in this competition than anyone in human history and orc history and whatever other people live here. Shout out to the fish people in the crowd as well as all the rock people. Am I right? I wait for an applause.
There comes no applause. Maybe from Dan, but there's no merfolk other than Dan here. Oh, and your
Okay.
team. And your team.
I bow. I would also
I
like
clap.
to promise to at least knock out one eyeball, which I will then toss in the crowd, and you can take it home as a souvenir. Thank you very much.
With that last statement and saying thank you very much, the crowd goes in an uproar. They begin to chant and scream. One little kid that was brought by their maybe abusive father states, "Yeah, an eyeball! I want them!" Clearly, this civilization might need to change. Just a little. But as stated beforehand, your team is a team. We'll be divided between who is who and where is where. Who is who? Basically the patrons and their groups. Where is where your teams are currently being placed. So, your team is Team A, or Team 1, which comprise of Dan, Vorster, and Becky. Each of the members within the team does need to fight, which does mean that Dan does need to fight. You, no offense, Dan, but you, I think, have the lowest AC in the group.
Yes, it's as if you needed a shield.
So like a duck under any. We got the shield.
Wait,
sir,
no, we
not
got you a
the
shield. Yeah, you got a shield. I forgot.
Yeah. So you'll need to fight as well. The other members are Team B, which comprise of these three members. Team C, which comprise of these three members. Surprisingly enough, the orcs are paired up with the maybe human child because they are 3 feet 5 inches or whatever centimeters that is.
Becky, I know you're gonna disagree with me, but you see that short girl over there?
Yes.
If she's confident to enter the arena at that height, in that, stature and build, I feel like we should probably be very scared of her.
I'd like to use. Would my danger sense be able to pick up if she's very powerful or not?
Your danger sense senses danger everywhere. Everyone seems to be a threat. Most of the crowd is not
threatening.
The king themselves are imposing, so are the two people around him. But your contestants all are dangerous. I will stake and make note. Each of them are takeable as long as you, depending on the people you fight, are careful, are making sure you have thought ahead. It's entirely up to you how you do this, but each of them are takeable. But they all are capable fighters, regardless of how they appear. But the king does state, "Now then, the first contestants will be pitted against Team A and Team D, which is the tiefling team, comprised of 2 tieflings and 1 human male. Take to the squares around you. May your fights be as glorious as the arena is vast."
I wave at the female tiefling.
Of course you do.
She awkwardly waves. The male tiefling looks towards her and simply states, "Do you know that person?" "No, they just keep waving at me."
Okay, team, let's pull it together.
It happens more often than you would think.
Okay, team. So
Wait,
I
Are we
promised.
not doing one? Yes.
I promised a lot
I
of broken
say-
bones. So please try to hit bones that are easily breakable, like hand bones, knee bones, ankle
Hand
bones,
bones.
When
seat
can I
bones,
drink my
leg bones,
potions?
arm bones, back bones.
I have
Red
a
bones.
question. I
Red
was
bones.
signed up as, just a coach and aide.
Coach.
What am
You're
I
here
doing
coaching.
in the attack square?
I want to call for solo combat. I don't want to
I
fight as a
also
group.
want to call
I-
for appropriate solo combat.
I call for appropriate solo combat. And when can I drink my potion?
As you call for appropriate solo combat, an individual with onyx hair and a quill-like hairstyle does move forwards towards you, and then simply states, "Oh, no, it'll be one-on-one against the other team. It
Oh,
will be solo. It's not like every party member goes in and everyone fights."
Oh, thank God.
Good.
I
We're
thought
too
this would be like
powerful to
capture the
fight
flag.
together.
one question is, I didn't get to choose my team. How did I end up on a fish team?
Wait.
It's your patronage.
That's
That's how we
right.
pair you up.
Oh, I figured. I know that.
On the other side, another individual is discussing things with the other team as well.
Oh, quick question for the team. Suppose one person loses. Do they move on to the next round as well, or are they eliminated for all future bouts as well?
That's a good question.
They will be eliminated upon future bouts. If enough players or two individuals fight and lose, basically it's a best out of 3. If 2 of your members do lose, then the entire group is out.
Okay, but does the
Honestly,
entire
guys,
group move
we
on
got a pretty good
afterwards?
chance.
The entire group moves on if you just manage to
Okay.
succeed, but the losing member is disqualified.
Okay, I have a plan. Sir Becky, gather around. Dan, look at that fallen axe over there.
Can I drink my drinks yet? I'll take my family and show them the axe. Can I pick up and take this axe?
Becky, Vorstra, I think it may be best that we prioritize you guys winning, and Dan just living.
Dan, you put 2 buckets in one hand, try to grab onto the axe. What's your strength score?
I'm just struggling with everything. On my strength score. It's 1.
No, you can't carry it.
I'd like to keep trying to pick it up with everything in my hands.
It's heavy. Like, already the stuff you're carrying, that's also heavy. Water's heavy. 2 buckets full of water and 10 fish. Yeah.
I
So
can
it's a
control
struggle.
water. It's a bit slightly lighter.
Yes. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? As Ray keeps glancing at human and Dan struggling.
Yeah.
Right? I cannot promise you this. I am very focused on getting at least one eyeball. So there might be a chance I'm distracted from actually winning because I'm going to be trying to become famous.
The referee is explaining the rules while you guys are arguing. The referee does
I'm
state.
definitely listening to the rules.
Yeah, obviously. The referee does state. Now then, each party member must decide who goes first, who goes second, and who goes third. It doesn't matter who goes whichever order, but each member that does go in, the first member does make the rules. So if it's a life and death match, you must agree to that beforehand. Obviously, you agree to that by both parties and both sides, but the first representative of your team makes the rules, so choose wisely on that part. Secondly,
I'll go first.
Okay.
I say before Becky can.
All right.
again, does not matter depending on how well of a team you are. Second, you can use any magical items you have, any potions you have, any health restraints and armaments you possess. If your coach does possess magic and if you have the proper documents, you're more than welcome to use them as see fit. But they can't not assist you while you're fighting, but they can help you out once you are back in this square arena. The square itself, if you decide to return back to it, is an automatic disqualification. Same with the white square and same with the enemy team square. If you shoot a spell or weapon against someone within these squares, that is also automatic disqualification.
Is there bounds vertically as well? Say if someone was to fly.
The bound vertically is 120 feet.
Yeah. A deep fishbowl.
We do have
Also,
some
do not
flying
forget to
individuals that
utilize your flight.
quite. Well then, other than that, obviously if you have magic, you're more than welcome to use it. If you're... man, I now forgot the word for coach, quite literally. He then states, if your coach has a magic and you have the documents to prove as such, that they can use it in town, represent them now. Otherwise, you're more than welcome to do as you may.
We get to choose
I
our
look at
a
Vorstra.
person to attack or fight.
Is this guy knowing what I know about my forgeries? Does he seem like a guy who I can fool?
Go ahead and roll insight. He also tells you if you happen to shoot an attack and accidentally or not hit the not only the contestants. Go ahead and roll insight, but the audience and the spectators in the box, that would also be an automatic disqualification. Insight. You can tell that they're learned, they are informed, and etc., but they might just do a passing glance rather than check everything. So they may or may not, but obviously, since it's the start of the fights, it's more than likely he won't heavily scrutinize it due to the fact that people want things to get started.
Yes, we have these proper permits, and I'm going to show him, be like, this is our coach, he's listed here, able to use magic, and we're all good, cleared for fighting and stuff.
All right, you present it. He looks at it for a quick second, honestly just glances over it to review, can use magic, seal of approval by the patron that you have, which you forged well enough, and he does state, all right, seems good. He doesn't even take it from you. He just honestly just glances at it. So Ray is now able to use magic within this square to help you guys out.
Although out of character, I'm going to try to limit magic and try to keep to just tending wounds with my healer's kit.
Pussy.
For as long as period of time, so we don't risk.
I'm going to tell Dan that, like, hey, feel free to use magic if you need to for healing and stuff.
But that means if you do get out of a fight with not much damage, I probably won't waste it on you. Because I can only use it once per long rest. So.
Yes, gotcha. Just letting you know.
The referee does state, now then, do you have your first party member ready?
Yes, I'm here.
All right then. Please step forwards once you are more than ready, and you may begin. I will be here advising in case you need anything else.
Guys,
Please try to break bones. Break them.
Okay,
I want to murder first.
Also, if any of them use any ranged attacks and miss, try to have the arrow or whatever hit you. Like, dodge into it, and they get immediately disqualified.
I'll catch it with my teeth.
Yeah, just touch it with your bod.
Weird way of phrasing that.
Wait, what?
I'm going to spread out in the box and get ready to jump into any attacks that come our way.
Yeah. But while you guys...
the disqualification.
While you guys are doing that, someone does go through the rounds of what was expected to happen. Then, making it to your team, she does state towards Nara, Micah, Kat, and Iris, welcome to the event. Will you be betting today?
You know what? I will bet 25 gold on my team with my group.
Excellent. Who is your team?
Who would I like to actually vote for?
Erase this, please. I'm stressing out.
I will go with when we beat Group 1 or Team A.
You would be Team A.
I'll erase it.
I got it.
There, I erased it for you.
Very well then.
Why is there green?
Because someone keeps writing on it.
Okay.
She does state, all right then, and how much will you be betting? Team A's odds are currently set at 1 to 4. Not very good odds, but if you do succeed, you will gain a bonus of 75%.
Can I throw money at our friends outside the ring?
No, but you can have one of the referees take your bet.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
I can bet on myself?
Yes. But that also means you
I
lose.
bet on myself that I will die.
Oh, okay. I'll wait for my turn.
I will, I'll bet I'll say 50.
Very well, then. If you do manage to succeed, your winning bet will be a cumulative 150 gold.
Okay.
Wait, if I bet against myself and lose, how much should I make?
Like you bet on yourself and lose, or you bet on yourself
Yeah.
to lose?
I bet on myself
Both.
to lose.
Depending on how much you make, or how much you bet, let's say with 50 gold, because that is the standard we currently have that Nara has stated. It is 1 to 4 odds, so you would get 150 gold.
Okay. Good to know.
Your team is not the favorite to win. I'll immediately state that outright.
Okay, I'd like to put all my cash down on Vorsha to win this round.
It's a team bet, not
Team
individual.
bet.
bet.
Team. Everything down on our
I was
team.
gonna say, I'm like, wait, we're betting on people, not the
I'll put 1 gold on.
Becky, we going all in on this?
I'm going all in.
All in. Everything we got.
All right, what's Ray betting?
250.
250 Ray.
Woo!
I
Yeah,
only
big
have
boy money.
139.
139 Becky. Vorstra, will you be betting today? 100
Yes.
Vorstra. And Dan is going 1 gold.
1 gold and 8 silver.
Oh, 8
Okay.
silver. Spender.
And 1 gold.
Big roll.
1 gold, 8 silver.
roller!
Big spender.
Oh shit.
For real.
Okay, Vorsha, Becky, I need you two to really pull it together. That's all I can say.
All right.
I'm running out of cash, though.
Vorstra, will you be heading towards the middle?
Yes.
All right. As you head towards the middle, the crowd group, basically Nara, the attendant does state, all right then, 1 for Team A. I will let you know that the individuals that are currently ranked as most likely to win and least likely to win, if you'd like.
Most likely to win.
I was gonna say most likely to win.
Very well
Would
then.
be...
I can tell you the entire ranking if you'd prefer.
No, it's okay.
All right then. After all, you went for the
wasn't
lowest.
so don't take my word.
I will tell you went for the lowest current perceived team. So if you do win, you'll win a lot. Good luck. And she heads over towards the end of the crowd. Cat does bet on something. He keeps it a secret. And
Of course he does.
Iris bets on your guys' team for 50 gold as well. But the two individuals step forwards, and someone in the crowd, another referee, simply states, "And now welcome Team A and Team D's champion." Then a small spectral microphone is placed in front of both of you, likely to indicate to pronounce or state your names or titles. The tiefling steps up to show you how it's done, basically, and the tiefling then states, "I am Khan of House of the Nile."
Or should go
Hi.
through the entire, like, medieval speech.
Forster, give a good.
Like the one from A Knight's Tale.
Yeah.
I am Vorsta of the House of Vorsta.
You're doing great.
It's
There's
fine.
only one R. It's pronounced Vorsta.
Slowly clapping.
Khan then states towards you, Vorstra,
Calling everyone out.
"As you are new here, I will
So-
adhere to your demands. What is it, and how do you wish to fight?"
First blood. No, not first blood. That's stupid. I don't say that.
This ain't League.
So the easiest way to say it would be deathmatch, which means that the first one to die loses. A competitive sport, which means the first one to yield loses. Forceful submission, which means that they bring you down to a point where you cannot fight anymore, but you're not dead. but you also can't yield.
Whatever you do, don't do
Competitive.
deathmatch because I don't want you to kill the hot lady on the other team.
So competitive. So competitive is a friendly combated wager. No one dies, and whoever is incapable to fight calls off the fight.
Do arm
Yep.
wrestling.
That's
Oh.
the one.
Hi, Mom.
All
I'm
right.
gonna do the yield
go
one
back,
because you
wait.
can accidentally kill somebody.
Khan nods. Then the microphone then goes up into the air, and the announcer in the Coliseum then states, "It will be a friendly match between teams. No death. Any death presented here and now, soon after, by any party member, will be an automatic disqualification. Let the two fighters commence. Let the match begin." Vorstra, go ahead and roll turn order.
Our
So
money
glad
is
Boy Show went first.
on you.
Oh, nice. You go
Nice.
first, even though he rolled a 15.
Aha!
So let me change the music. Well, I'm going to keep the music, but I'm going to overlay it with something else. Man, I forgot which one's the new fighting one. This one, maybe? Nope, that's traveling. Nope. You know what? Forget it. I'm gonna go
Mortal Kombat.
with a chrome bat.
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
I should get Mortal Kombat in here. But unfortunately, I was not that prepared. So I'm just gonna go with Snake Eater. Vorstra, you're up first.
All right. We're standing like 10 feet apart, yeah?
Yes, you're far enough away that moving away does not provoke an attack opportunity, which is why you're 5 feet away.
All right. Yeah, I guess I'll start safe. I'm going to move back like I'm going to kind of circle around and go this way, and then I'm going to do an Eldritch Blast.
All right. That does hit. Nice.
Stop using up all our good rolls.
I think you should have 2 Eldritch Blasts.
I was just wondering the same thing, so I'll go again.
Yeah. And 20 again hits.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Whew.
Stepping back, shooting out 2 Eldritch Blasts in succession. He gets hit in the middle of his chest, and the cloak that he was wearing is basically force damaged away. Also, welcome! I did not notice when you arrived.
Mother is scared.
Mother.
We just started.
No!
You
That's why I
made
said
it.
hi,
we literally
Mom.
just started the fight.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
why you said it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, does Micah want to bet then?
Oh, yeah. Going back into the stalls. Micah, the fights are beginning. They honestly just started. It took a while because people were trying to break the law again without getting caught. They succeeded.
Typical.
Oh no. Yeah. Totally typical. Okay.
They took bets on the fight. Nara bet 50 gold. The rest of the team basically bet all their money. You don't have to do this, Micah. The odds of them winning is 1 to 4, which means that they are the lowest group to potentially win. Which means if you do bet, you get a lot of money. But if they lose, then you lose everything.
Okay. I'll bet 100 gold.
All right.
Bet it all. We all want to
Ooh.
go
Yeah.
bankrupt.
It's all gonna come down to Dan.
So altogether, how much gold is being bet on the team?
All of it, pretty much.
I don't think I'm doing this macro right, but Nope, I did not do it right. Plus 8 silver.
A lot.
All that plus 8 silver.
All right. I would also like to use my bonus action to cast Hex on him.
Okay.
And then
Shooting out your attacks and casting Hex on the individual that you see before you, you manage to strike in, and the Hex does sink in. However, Hex damage doesn't go in due to the fact that you're supposed to do it before attack.
I know. I clicked on it I hoped it would show the spell, but it acted as the attack, so.
It's fine. It happens. Often than not, people forget the bonus actions that they have. Remember, you guys do have bonus actions if you don't remember what they are. But, taking Khan's turn, he nods in approval, seeing that the actions you take. He looks towards his horns and then breaks them off. He does that, and the horns automatically regrow into a point once more. As soon as he breaks off the horns, you then see some of the blood that rippled off of it, like, fall off, but rather than falling off completely, it's beginning to form a blade until the blade is completely formed. Both of them do.
Is this gonna be Blood Hunter?
Maybe. Then
that's
he
awesome.
Maybe.
runs directly towards you. With the first blade, he tries to sink in directly towards your abdomen, but he does it in a blunt direction, which means he is adhering to the rules. So he's not going to kill you. So thankfully, he's honorable. But he also hits like a truck. And that does succeed.
Ooh.
Looking towards you and your abdomen, he does, with the blunt of his weapon, strike in to it for 12 points of damage. As soon as that happens, he then swings again with the secondary left hand and tries to sink in once more. However, the second one, he misses, causing you to move around it. Thankfully enough, not taking any damage. He does nod in approval, and then afterwards he does say something in Undercommon. Do you speak the language?
No, I don't speak Undercommon.
All right.
I was gonna say, I think it's only
Wait,
me.
can I hear it from here?
It's a one-to-one fighting situation. Right now, the crowd is
Too loud.
loud. You would need to be right next to them.
Okay.
Okay. Then Vorstra, you can ignore this. Vorstra.
Right. What did you say?
Oh, I just said you know he says something. Don't worry about the icon that's not on your token.
Oh, okay, yes, the thing I don't see. All right. So, okay, question. We decided non-lethal. Does that mean that, like, he used the blunt end of his weapon? Can I use my sword or no?
Yes.
Bloody.
Basically, the way I represent it is you just say non-lethal. And it's non-lethal. Obviously, it still does everything it does. You just don't go for the killing strike. No matter how much Ray wants you to.
All right, then I will summon my sword, and I will make an attack with that.
All right.
Sword's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Go ahead and roll damage. As a cascade of snow begins to fall on the person, much like the blade of blood, the ice begins to trickle down and then form into a pearlescent blade, and then sinks into the abdomen heavily. Not in a place where obviously you would kill him, but in a place where it really does hurt as you draw it back out. Dealing 23,